Nightly dreams are a field that has accumulated a decent amount of popular myths. While some of them sound innocently childish, others are borderline ridiculous. On top of that, some of these myths masquerade themselves as scientific truths, so even you might believe in them. That's why this video will expose the 5 most famous urban legends in regards to dreams. By the way, the Dreamer's Guide channel explores dreams from numerous perspectives, so if you're curious about the topic, make sure to check the other videos on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's bust those popular myths. The first popular myth says that if you die in your dream, you die in real life as well. Now, you must be really new to dreaming if you haven't died in your dreams at least once. Veteran dreamers can go really way out there by experiencing various degrees of life, death, undeath, and unlife in their nightly adventures. Let's just say that even a teen fantasy novel would suffer dysphoria by the mortality spectrum possible in dreams. However, how would you even know that if you die in your dreams, you die in real life as well? Someone will have to die while dreaming of dying. Then they will have to come back from the dead and tell us about it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I've heard a lot more stories about people who dreamt of dying and then they had oatmeal for breakfast, with no visits to the ER in between. The second popular myth says that all the faces you dream of belong to people you already know. This includes people you see on TV and social media. The myth states that your dreams are incapable of creating an original face. And if this idea sounds even the slightest bit ridiculous to you, then you should know it's based on a scientific study. Based on a scientific study, by the way, is most easily translated into "let me pull this thing out of my ass," especially if you see it on the internet. Let me illustrate what this scientific study has to achieve. It has to compare all the faces you have dreamt of to all the faces you have seen on a daily basis, including on the bus, in the crowd, on social media, and so on. Such an experiment is virtually impossible to achieve, and no researchers are lining up to prove an objective statement by comparing one thing existing only in your head to another thing existing only in your head. It comes as no surprise that there is no such scientific study. Still, does anyone really believe that dreams are incapable of creating original faces? This is the same tool that gave René Descartes the scientific method and helped Dmitri Mendeleev with the periodic table. I'm sure dreams can easily manage an original mug, and I'm willing to bet money that they can do it better than Picasso's best work. The third popular myth states that you can't experience smells in dreams. This one is also based on scientific studies, but it is not entirely pulled out of that place where the sun never shines. There is an actual study stating that people are non-responsive to smells during REM sleep. However, they are non-responsive to most any sensory input during REM sleep. That's because the thalamus, the sensory gatekeeper of the brain, has stopped access to the outer world. So when scientists say that we cannot experience smell during dreaming, they mean smell as an external sensory input. However, nothing stops you from smelling the roses in your dreams, and you can most certainly experience their scent. The fourth popular myth about dreaming states that negative dreams are more common. This one is also based on a scientific study. The study was done with college students only, and according to other scientific research, they are perhaps the most stressed out members of society. According to one study, 48% of college students reported moderate or severe psychological stress, 53% reporting being lonely, and 1 in 4 students had considered suicide. So it makes sense they had mostly negative dreams. After all, dreams are often a mirror reflection of the mind. The picture would most likely be different with a population of healthy and secure individuals who don't try to make ends meet and keep good grades at the same time while struggling to get enough sleep. The fifth myth says that dreaming only happens during REM sleep. We're sort of used to associating rapid eye movement sleep with dreaming. This is indeed the most dream-intensive period of sleep, but dreamers are not limited to it. People can actually dream even in the deepest stage of sleep. However, remembering these dreams is a lot harder for the average dreamer. The nature of these dreams is also very peculiar in feel and substance. Moreover, the nature of consciousness in these dreams is also somewhat primal. In addition, people can experience another type of dreaming in the lighter stages of sleep. If you're thinking about lucid dreaming now, you're absolutely right. Again, lucid dreaming is somewhat different from REM dreaming in how it feels and how conscious you are, but it's still dreaming. So these were my top 5 myths about dreaming. I'm sure you've heard plenty of dreaming myths yourself, and I'd love to hear about them in the comments. So if you like this video, hit that like button, comment, share, and maybe see the other videos on the channel. As always, I wish you the most inspiring dreams. Till next time.